Hello friends, my name is BK Kollapre. We had seen in the earlier video about work, power and energy. We had begun with work, we had seen some problems. Today we will see some more problems on work chapter. So here the problem is given to you. A body weighing 2000 Newton is placed on a horizontal surface. A uniform varying load is applied up to a distance of 25 meters. By the relation of the applied force P is equal to P naught plus 10x with the initial applied load P naught is equal to 750 Newton. So in this case it is uniformly varying load. The weight of the body is 2000 Newton. The distance it is traveling is 25 meters and the relation of the force is P is equal to P naught plus 10 into x, where P naught is given to as initial load is given to as 750 Newton. So this is a variable load. So suppose if you draw a graph of distance it is traveling versus the load. So initially it is P naught. So P naught is 750. This is P naught. It is going on increasing to the value of P. This P is given by P naught plus 10 into x. So P will become 750 plus 10 into x is the distance it is traveling into 25. So this value will be equal to 1000 Newton. So this P will be equal to 1000 Newton. We know the initial force, we know the final force. So we know work done is nothing but the area of the diagram. It is a trapezoidal diagram. So A plus B divided by 2 into the distance is here 25 meters. So I will write it here 750 plus 1000 is the average weight into the distance for which it is traveling is 25. Suppose if you simplify this, you get this value is equal to 21875 Newton meter. So this is a very simple example where uniformly varying load is shown to you. Let us take up another problem. Now let us see here this problem. Determine the work done by an electric motor in winding up a uniform cable which hangs from a hoisting drum. If its force free length is 10 meters and weighs 500 Newton, the drum is rotated by the motor. So you will have to find out the work done by a motor. Suppose this is a motor here. If it is, this is a motor. If this is the chain, so this length of the chain what he has given is 10 meters. And the weight of the rope is 500 Newton. Now 500 Newton. Now here he has given the weight of the cable as 500 Newton and the length of the cable is 10 meters. Now here if we just see, as the drum goes on rotating due to electric motor, this height goes on decreasing. Initially the height that is acting, weight that is acting is 500. When it completely winds it, the weight will be 0. Again it is a variable load that is acting here, but we will try to solve this problem from first principles. Now suppose if the total weight is 500, what will be the weight per meter run? So total weight is 500. What is the length? 10 meters. So this will be 50 Newton per meter length. For 1 meter it is 50. Suppose let us consider a small element here. The thickness of this element is say dx, and if I take this distance as x, then the balance distance here will be 10 minus x. Now here what will be the weight of element? Weight per meter run is 50, and what is the length of the element? It is dx. For 1 meter it is 50, for dx it will be 50 into x. Now here this element what we are seeing, this will be raised from here to here and the distance it is traveling is 10 minus x. So what will be the work done by element? So this will be equal to 50 into dx is the weight and this is moving by a distance of 10 minus x. So this is work done by one element. So this will be 50 into 10 minus x into dx. Now this is the work done by one element. Like this, work done by whole cable. So this will be 50 into 10 minus x into dx. We'll integrate it, and the limits of integration we are measuring x from here. X is equal to 0, so the height is x is equal to 10. So 0 to 10. If we integrate this, you get 50 is outside. Integration of 10 will be 10x minus x will be x squared by 2. So 0 to 10. If you simplify this, you get this is equal to 2500 Newton meter. So this is the work done by the electric motor in drawing the cable of length 500 meter up for a length of 10 meters. Now as we have seen in the earlier problem, variable load. Here the load is varying from 500. When it is completely hanged, it is 500. When it is completely winded here, the average load will be 0. There will be no load there. So this divided by 2 into the distance for which it is traveling is 10. So this, if you multiply, you get again 2500 Newton meter. So this is from the first principles. So these are the types of problem that you expect in the work. Next we will go to the term known as power. Power. Now here power is in continuation of the work done. It is defined as the work done per unit time. It is defined as the work done per unit time. So power is equal to work done by time. We know work done is force into distance divided by time. So this will be equal to force into distance divided by time. So this will be equal to F into S by T. So here force, distance by time is velocity. So what is power here? Power is the product of force into velocity. Work is product of force into displacement. Here it is product of force into velocity. Coming to the unit, force is in Newton and velocity is in meter per second. So this is nothing but watts. Newton meter per second will be equal to watts. So remember here, power is given by the product of force and the velocity of the body. Let us take up a simple example here. Now here, see to this example. A train of weight 2500 kilonewton is pulled by an engine on a level track at a constant speed of 45 kmph. The resistance due to the friction is 1% by weight of train. Find the power of the engine. So here he has given you the weight of the train, which is equal to 2500 kilonewton. It is pulled on a level track. Suppose this is a train. It is weighing 2500 kilonewton. So this is pulled on a straight level track with a constant speed of 45 kmph. So if P is the force required to pull and the train is offering a resistance of 1% by weight of the train. So train resistance is equal to 1% of weight of train. So this will be equal to 1 divided by 100 into weight of the train is 2500. So this will be equal to 25 kilonewtons. So this is the weight of the train, the resistance of the, so if I call this resistance as F, and we know the resistance always acts in a direction opposite to the motion. Now here the motion is towards right and the friction will be on the left hand side. So now here we have got the velocity is in kilometer per hour. We want to convert it in kilometer per second. So this will be 45 into 1000 divided by 60 into 60. So if you get this value of 12.5 meter per second. 12.5 meter per second. Now see into this equation, we know net force acting is equal to mass into acceleration. So what is the net force acting here? P minus F. P is right, F is minus. This must be equal to 0 because the velocity is uniform, that is acceleration is 0. It is moving with a uniform velocity. So here P will be equal to F and this F value we know is equal to 25 kilonewton. Now once you know the force, we know power is equal to force into velocity. And the force here acting is 25 kilonewton. Let us convert it in Newton into the velocity is 12.5 meter per second. If you multiply this, you get the value of power is equal to 312,500 watts, or I can write it as 312.5 kilowatts. Now this is the power required if the train is moving on a straight track with a frictional resistance with a constant velocity of 45 km per hour. The second part says that if the train is moving with an acceleration of 0.6 meter per second after attaining a speed of 45 km per hour, then determine the power of the engine. So here one more component will be coming. So here net force will be equal to M into A. So here net force will be P minus F is equal to mass. The weight of the train is 25,000 kilonewton. Let us convert it in Newton. We want mass, so divided by 9.81. We know weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Mass will be W by G. So this is W divided by G, and the acceleration with which it is moving is 0.6 meter per second square. So if you multiply this, you get the power will be I'll take this F to the right hand side, and we have got the value of F is equal to 25 kilonewton. Let us convert it into Newton plus this value. If you simplify, you get this value is equal to 152,905.2. If you add the both values, you get 177,905.2 newtons. Now this is the force that is applied, and we know power is equal to force into velocity. So this will be equal to 177,905.2 into velocity is 12.5 meter per second, and if you simplify this, you get 2223815 watts. Or if you write it in kilowatts, it will be 2223.82 kilowatts. So here only change will be net force is equal to ma. A is there, so acceleration will be there. In last case it was with a uniform velocity, so A will be 0. So use this formula, net force is equal to ma. That will give you the force that is required to pull the body. Once you know the force multiplied by the velocity, you get the power developed by the engine or power required by the engine to pull the train. Please subscribe the channel for more videos. Press the bell icon for notifications. Comment for questions in the question section or the comment section. Thank you.